There we go. We're live.
All right. So welcome to the Bitching Dead. We are your hosts, Bekah, Farid, and Tara. We are a relatively new webcast from the minds of the geekiary, and we are here to bitch about stuff and things. Because someone has to do it. If you have not seen the finale of the episode or of season 8, please turn back now. We are not responsible for any spoilers you hear. We did warn you.
If you're listening to this as a podcast, please remember that this is recorded live, so we aren't exactly sure what's going to happen. Please forgive us for any technical difficulties or accidental or intentional swears. You can join the conversation with the hashtag #TheBitchingDead.
All right. Sorry, clear my throat. We'd like to remind all of you that the views expressed on this webcast are those of the hosts as individuals and do not necessarily represent the geekiary or the webcast itself as a whole. I'm like really glad that this is the last time I have to say that for like another couple weeks or so.
Yeah. I mean, we can switch it. You can.
No, it's fine. I basically have it memorized, so I'd rather not.
Oh, that's how I am with a lot of stuff at work, actually. Like, I could just, sit there and close my eyes and be like, the same thing.
Yeah.
All right. So, y'all, we have survived a whole season of The Walking Dead and subsequently The Bitching Dead. And I don't know why I still laugh about it because, I have this image in my head of, the walkers sitting around, drinking tea and being like, those fucking alive people, oh my God. That's how I picture it going.
That's what happened in the herds that they showed this episode. Far off, they were just gathered and let's see what these alive people do now.
Yeah, exactly. It's they all had their camera phones out and they were recording these stupid flesh bags. I don't know what you would call them. The heartbeats, runners. I don't know. The opposite of walking, the lying down and giving up forever, because that's what I feel like doing right now.
And I'm drinking. Okay. I was just drinking water then, and I still almost choked on it.
Yeah, so I said last time whenever we were here that I would try to do this drunk, but I have to be careful about my alcohol intake right now. But I still have this, and I don't have shot glasses, but I do have cough syrup cups. So
it's medicinal.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's actually not bad because the cough syrup ones are smaller. So one of the web series I like is Drunk Disney, and they do shots throughout Disney movies, and they film themselves watching the Disney movies and they edit them down and stuff. And but they do, at the beginning of each video, it says we take half an ounce to an ounce or half a shot or whatever. They only take up to half a shot, not per drink, not a full shot, because they would be getting alcohol poisoning. Especially for the games they play. So yeah, that's cough syrup cups are actually not a bad idea. Anyway, so this episode, which I didn't know the fucking title of it until I just looked at the doc right now. So it's Wrath. It's Wrath.
Wrath. I mean, I don't.
And I don't feel much wrath about this episode. The one thing that made me want to, when I watched it, I couldn't exactly, because I was doing other things, I couldn't exactly throw up my hands and scream or whatever. But the one time I kind of wanted to do that, they immediately kind of changed me wanting to do that, which I'll talk about in a little while. This makes no sense now. I'm really tired. So yeah, the one time I really was gonna throw my hands up and just pure what the fuck is this show even doing? They took it back a little bit from me by making a silly mistake. So I laughed instead. And then I rewatched the scene 3 times to make sure I wasn't wrong about this mistake. But anyway, so favorite moments.
Farid does not have to contribute to this.
Farid should go first.
Yeah, Farid, tell us about your favorite moments about this episode.
The entire episode was my favorite. I can't specifically choose a scene, because I loved the entire episode.
Let's take a shot every time Farid lies. Oh wait, this isn't even open yet. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna do the rum instead. Okay, Farid, keep lying. Mama's been drink.
I mean, were there any? Because here's the thing. Even there were definitely a few episodes this season where I literally could not find a single thing that I had a positive thing to say about. But usually I'm able to scrape up something.
Right.
Was there really nothing, Farid? Not a single moment that was okay.
It was very predictable. I knew what was going to happen, and it happened. Everything that I was expecting was going to happen, it happened. It wasn't shocking to me. It wasn't anything different. The show didn't take any risk in the finale. They didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's true.
It was very by the numbers. No one died.
Yeah, that made me angry.
I mean, I agree that the no one dying thing was nonsense, but I was messaging, as per the usual, I was messaging Bekah as I was watching it. And my first, two of the first things I said was, if Jerry dies, I riot. And then if Michonne dies, I am absolutely quitting this show, because I could just see them. They had the whole thing where, shoot, now I can't remember what happened. So something happened, and then where it was clear they were talking about, or where it seemed to me like they were trying to hint that something really it was Morgan telling Rick, yes, we've lost everything. And I know he was trying to be fucking symbolic or whatever, but he was saying to Rick we've lost everything, and then literally right after that, not a break, it shows them walking away from Hilltop, to go fight Negan and Michonne. The whole shot was focused on Michonne and Michonne and Rick. I'm Maggieing it up right now. Michonne and Mick. Okay. Jesus Christ, Tara. I haven't even had that much wine. This is my first glass. Oh my God, I was about to do it again. Rick and Michonne holding hands. The whole shot focused on them holding hands. And I was all right, so if Jerry dies, I riot. If Michonne dies after this nonsense, after this super ridiculous, we've lost everything, and Rick being no, we haven't, and him and Michonne walk away holding hands. If Michonne had died after that, I don't think I could have continued watching the show. I mean, there are some instances where I could continue watching if Michonne dies. They are few and far between, and that is not one of them.
What about you, Bekah? What did you enjoy?
Okay, so I'm very, and I said this, I'm very basic whenever it comes to what I like. I like it when people die. So this is kind of the same thing as ice skating and also The Walking Dead. I like when people fall down and hurt themselves. Not really. Yes, I do. But no, I like a lot of noise and explosions and excitement and stuff. And I think that's part of the reason why I've just been with The Walking Dead. Because yes, I know it's a character-driven story and they're all family, but whenever I didn't know, because maybe just because I tuned out. I didn't know this was gonna happen. I thought 100% Eugene was just in it for himself, which I think up until that one point he was. Up until Daryl and Rosita got him, because that's what he said. He's I was living, blah, blah, blah. But I liked it whenever the guns all exploded, because I was that. I did, my mom and my dad and I were all watching it, and I jumped out of my chair, and I threw my laptop on the ground, and I was ah! And we were all screaming and yelling and pointing at the TV. And, and my dad, who, he hates Negan. He hates him. He likes him as a villain, but he hates him. And so my dad was yeah, he's gonna die. And you can imagine how disappointed he is right now. But anyway, so when they exploded, also I really liked it when Rosita punched Eugene, because they look at each other for a moment, and I was just under my breath, I was just fucking do it. And she was wham, right in his face. And she's like, that's for the throw up. And I was like, personally, I would have shot him, but like, I mean, potato, potato.
Don't these two hook up in the comics, Tara?
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Be ready for it, Becca.
No. How
That's why
dare you?
That's why I didn't enjoy that punch scene. I was like, no, they're going to play it off as romantic down the line somewhere.
You can't.
I don't like that scene.
Ever play off a Listen, he deserved to be punched.
Yes, he deserves.
You can't play that shit off as romantic. But you're right.
Tell that to the shippers.
They will.
Or the writers.
Like it just. They're just like, oh, this is what happens when a girl likes the boy. She punches him in the face. Like I don't know. I liked the punching, and I liked when the guns exploded, and I liked the Molotov cocktails. Even though I knew that they were going to be the cavalry, even though I knew it was Deus Ex Machina, I knew somebody was going to have a pull, but I honestly did not think it was going to be Eugene. So Eugene doing that honestly did surprise me, because at first I was like, did Gabriel just do all that? I was like, and also when Negan was talking to Gabriel, like me and my dad looked at each other, and we were both like, he really shouldn't be talking to Gabriel because Gabriel's going to run. And sure enough, he just barrel rolled right out the door, and they caught him. But
what happened to Gabriel's mask? Wasn't it a whole thing in the previous episode that you need to wear your mask, you'll like infect all of us? And the next day, the very next day, Gabriel is like walking around with no mask on.
I mean, they just conveniently
they thought that, well, we don't know how much time has passed. It could have been an hour or it could have been 6 years.
And Maggie's still pregnant.
Oh my god.
Like Bonnie
you guys won't get this, but it's like the forever fetus from Helix.
Or the forever fetus from Family Guy when Bonnie was pregnant for like 20 seasons. I guess. I don't know. Everybody be pregnant. Or never mind. I've already have a shot of rum and I'm already warm. Let's do more.
Okay, so speaking of punching, I really liked it. And speaking of punching and Gabriel, I did like that Gabriel got a knock in on Negan. That was great. That was definitely one of my top moments. Also, I like that good guy savior trademark survived.
His name is Alden.
I know what his name is. I just refuse to use it.
You were just captivated by those puppy dog eyes and that curly blonde hair.
He does have nice hair and nice eyes.
Yeah, that's true. You're gonna pull them out and wear them around your neck, Tara? I just need to keep drinking. I'm saying some shit.
Yeah.
Not really.
So yeah, like I those are kind of I obviously it's kind of silly that I like that he survived. I'm sure that something horrible is going to happen in the future to him and whatever, but like for now, he just seems to actually have been a decent guy. And like this show is so intent on like making everybody horrible, as we will again talk about later, that it was nice to me that this guy seems like legit and actually lived.
I have issues with him.
Oh, okay.
Of course you do.
Wow. Okay, bring it, please. Claw.
Of course you do, Farid.
Cat fight, go.
No, we'll talk about it in our least favorite moments. The section that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, no, you guys should see our notes right now. Like it's literally like Tara and then Farid. And then it's like Becca and Farid. Like he is it. Oh, before we go on to bad moments, which, Farid is the king of, least favorite moments. I do have to say that I did like when Dwight found Sherry's note. That was pretty cool. I honestly forgot her name until randomly like 5 minutes ago. So.
Yeah, are we supposed to believe she's still alive?
She was alive at that time, but he went back.
I mean, she's still alive in the comics. So she might pop up.
Yeah.
And hopefully not pop up.
I kind of like these people are like pointless and I brush them off. So yeah. Anyway, least favorite moment. Like I've got nothing else. Do we have anything else from like, and again, like I didn't hate this episode and I've got more to say later, but I think we just need to get the least favorite moments out of the way.
So yeah, start. Go, Tara.
I mean,
Go.
I'll go first. I'll go first. So pretty much everything that Morgan did in this episode until he visited Jadis. Oh, I'm sorry, her name is Anne now. At the end, like, sorry, not sorry. Good riddance, Morgan from The Walking Dead. Bye bye. Also, like, I just am tired of Sadiq's sappy stories and want them to go away forever. I feel like he's constantly, it's like a slightly different tale that he's telling every time, but we've heard it so many times, and I just want it to end.
Whenever he talks about, tells a story, I want to be like Rick and just say, "Don't."
Yeah,
like
and
don't.
Then, but now we've lost Rick. We've lost him. He wanted to hear that story.
Okay, so talking about Morgan, that scene where he like moves into Anne's house, like, or rubbish pile. Yeah.
Into her block storage unit.
Into her dumpster. So yeah, that ended up leading to the Fear the Walking Dead season 4 premiere. Like, that premiere picked up right from that scene with Morgan staying in that rubbish place, and Rick, Carol, and Jesus coming up and wanting him to come back. But he like leaves, he runs away, and that's how Morgan ends up in Fear the Walking Dead.
So wait, you mean Andrew Lincoln and them are actually in the first episode
Yeah,
of Fear the Walking
Dead?
What?
Yeah, in the premiere. Premiere.
Just the first like few minutes. It's
like the first 6 minutes or something.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's Jesus and then Carol and then Rick maybe.
Yeah, and then Rick.
I don't know.
But I mean, after watching this awful finale, I really enjoyed the premiere of Fear the Walking Dead. I really did.
It was pretty good. It was I don't want to spoil Bekah for it, but
but it was awesome. Good. New characters, new setting. I really enjoyed it.
I think I'm gonna start watching it tonight, actually.
Yeah, you just have to slough through the first season, which thankfully is only 6 episodes, and like the beginning of the second season is a bit slow too, but the second season picks up pretty well. Like, I think the second half of the first half of the second season, so episodes like 5, 6, 7, 8 is when it starts getting good, and then like the end of the second season, and for the most part the third season are good, like better than season 2 of Walking Dead. Like not as good as Walking Dead has been at times, I think, but I also may be kind of like projecting my like hatred of the first season of Fear the Walking Dead more than I should, because like I do feel that the show has really it's better now than it used to be. It's a lot better.
It's a lot better. Fear the Walking Dead ended up being better with time. The Walking Dead ended up being destroyed with time.
It's the worst. Oh my god. Even after last night's episode not being like the worst episode ever, the show as a whole just needs to go the fuck away.
Okay, so the next point in my least favorite moment list, talking about Tara's man crush, Alden, the one with the pretty eyes.
You shut your face, Farid.
I mean, that scene where he was talking to Maggie about, "You gave me this life. I want to help you. I read that book, that Key to the Future. I want to help," and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, Alden, Jesus gave you this life. Jesus is the one who saved you. Jesus is the one who brought you from the sanctuary. You need to go start flirting with him, not Maggie. Leave Maggie alone.
Oh, ew. I hope he's not flirting with Maggie.
He was flirting with Maggie. Like, that scene was straight up flirting.
I guess I didn't see it as flirting, but then again, I personally am generally very blind to flirting, so I'm not the person. Like,
I I pick these things up. I came from the
I
teen fandom. I can pick these little things,
okay. All
like
right. Well,
what the writers are thinking. They were definitely laying the groundwork for Maggie and Alden, and I didn't like it. I was like, Alden, you need to find Jesus, boy.
Yeah, no, I agree. I would prefer that. I would honestly prefer that to Jesus and Aaron, just because I feel like, I don't know. I feel like Jesus and Aaron is forced in the comics because it's like, these are our two gay guys.
yeah.
The
Let's
only,
put them
the only one,
together.
yeah, the only one who are alive. Let's put them together.
I think eventually in the comics there are definitely more like LGBT. Well,
Yeah, currently there's
there are
couples,
lesbians and
there are a lot
like
of
there are
people.
lesbians and gay, like gay guys, but I don't know about anything else. They're very, the comics are written by a bunch of fucking men, which is why I can't wait to reread them, and like, as much as I love them, tear them apart. Like one of the favorite articles I ever wrote for the Geeky Area was way back in 2013, and it was literally just called "The Walking Dead Needs Female Writers." So the comics, not the show.
Yeah, and I agreed with that article. And I don't, and even now the comic has been going on for years, and I don't think they've brought a female talent
Nope, they haven't.
as an editor or an idea person. There's no female on the team, I think.
This reminds me of that quote from Pitch Perfect, where it goes, "Women are about as good at acapella as they are at being doctors. Like, women are about as good as writers as they are at being doctors." Like, also, I do have to say, if Alden is gay, he's a tragic gay, trademark TM, because he's wearing cargo shorts. That's very tragic, apocalypse gay aesthetic.
Hey, one of my best friends from high school was a gay guy, and he had absolutely no fashion sense and wore cargo shorts all the time.
Tragic.
He has good hair. He has good hair.
Yeah, he does have good hair and nice eyes.
Tara,
listen, eyes are a thing with me. Like,
I know.
Like I cannot, like I cannot overlook people who have not nice eyes. Like, if your eyes are too close together, I just will not be attracted to you.
I can confirm this actually, because
that was a PSA.
I'm pretty, a PSA by Tara. If your eyes are too close together, you ugly. Like,
didn't say that, just said I would not be attracted to you.
Slash, you ugly.
Anyway.
Okay, so the next point, like, moving on with the least favorite moments. Okay, so I mean, this episode, like, I hated. I disliked this episode, but then that final scene where Rick stopped Maggie from killing Negan, I hated this episode. Rick has no right to stop Maggie from killing Negan or anyone else. Like, in the comics, Rick in the comic books knew that Maggie had full-on right to kill Negan, and that's why he hid him. Like, he didn't tell Maggie that Negan was alive. And in the comic books, like, Maggie forgave Negan on her own terms. And this show just ruined it. Like, it's a dictatorship and everyone is just living in it. I didn't like that scene. And
man, I'm so mad because I thought about wearing my like old school Ricktatorship shirt tonight, where it's like, I love this shirt. Like, I wear it so rarely because I'm afraid of the day when it eventually falls apart. But it was between that and my Don't Dead Open Inside tank top, but it's too cold for a tank top. So
I
hated that scene. It was dictatorship. It was too bad. Like, and Maggie,
so sad.
Tell us how you really feel, Farid.
Yeah, and I don't even know why Maggie didn't just go and kill him later. Like, okay, Rick stopped me in front of everyone. Who cares? I am the leader of the hilltop. I'm going to kill him anyway.
Yeah.
It made no sense.
Yeah, see, talking about shirts, I was gonna wear my If Daryl Dies We Riot shirt, because, like, I feel like it needs to be if Daryl doesn't die, Bekah will riot. Like, because Norman Reedus talked about, like, because at first he was totally on board with the whole If Daryl Dies We Riot thing, but, like, as the seasons have gone on, like you could just see like the life leaving his eye, yeah, his eye, and the siphon of his soul going into.
He's the Walking Dead.
Yeah, exactly. And so he really is. And him and that hair, I really think that they dye it too much. It's probably the reason why it looks like that. I feel like if his hair was like short again, anyway, that beside itself. I actually had some things that I disliked too. Less dislike and more like had a moment of like, why? So the whole, speaking of Daryl, just kill him, please. Let people riot. We will be okay if he dies. We don't need him. It's fine. You can quote my words on my tombstone when the fangirls come to kill me. I don't care. That is okay.
I'm not even tweeting about that because I don't want you to get attacked.
Honestly, nobody pays enough attention to us. So I don't think we would get
if I tagged Daryl Dixon in it.
The look on my face, I'm like, ugh. Okay, maybe if Daryl gets badly injured and has to sit out for like 5 or 7 more seasons, that will be okay too. Like he needs to fix his attitude. But the whole Daryl. Also, this is something that I meant to write down, but I forgot. I feel like this episode should have been called, or the season should have been called, Negan almost killing people, but doesn't. Because he does that with Gabriel, he does that with Dwight, with Simon so many times. But the whole, like, cutting Negan's throat thing had me totally, like, thrown off because I've never read the comics. And I was like, what? Oh! And so I looked it up online, and he does. He cuts his throat with a knife, I think. And
yes, but in the show, he cut his throat with a piece of glass from the random stained glass window hanging from a tree in the middle of nowhere for no fucking reason.
And we were thinking,
because symbolism or something. What the hell? Like, what the hell is that? What are they trying to do? That I'm really angry about.
Okay, like, going on.
Really pissed off about. Don't you?
Yeah.
Don't you
interrupt me? Interrupted me. I'll interrupt you interrupting me if I interrupt now. Wow. Interruption. I'm interrupting an interruption. But we're so giddy. We're laughing because we know this show is over for a while. But it surprised me because like I was excited that he was gonna die, and then he's like, "Hey, Sadiq, come fix him," and I was like, "Bitch, what?" And but the whole Dwight thing, like we just Daryl and Dwight, dumb. The Deus Ex Machina with the Oceanside coming in with the nick of time, the cocktails, although they didn't have explosions of fire, which I like, so I can't be too petty about that. Also, I'm tired of the characters like Henry. Let's kill Henry first. He can die. I feel really horrible about saying just murder children, but like, please just kill him.
Where was Judith?
Crying.
No, we saw Gracie. That was Gracie, or whatever that baby's name is. Where was Judith?
Shit! I forgot there was another baby.
Yeah, you forgot about Gracie. They've broken a rule. They have 2 babies on this show now.
Where was Judith?
I don't know. Judith was off with her daddy in the tree. She was climbed up in the trees, and she had a gun trained right on Negan. Like, let's be real.
She ran away. She ran away to meet the goblin people. I think she just ran away.
The goblin people. Who are the goblin people?
Who knows?
That's why Farid's just like, we're going to introduce a bunch of characters and like goblin people. You want a goblin people? You get a goblin person. You get a goblin person. We've got trash people, goblin people, Hilltop, the kingdom, the saviors, the sanctuary, and the colony. What more do you want? Behind door number 1. We also have fairies behind door number 2. Here's some elves or orcs. I don't know. I was going to say elves, but then elves, and then also say elks, and somehow it became orcs. I'm done. Someone else talk, please.
I'm trying not to sneeze. The weather's been like going all nuts here, so I'm like fighting.
We had flash floods yesterday.
Allergies or colds or whatever. So anyway,
Let's talk about titties now.
Yes.
well, first of all, like, yeah, I want to go the whole Dwight and Daryl thing. Like, what the fuck? Because like in the comics, Dwight ends up like leading the Saviors, and there's like some plot points about how he's like, I don't want to do this, and everybody's like, no, you should really do this, and he's like, I don't want to do this, and like it's not the greatest like side plot of the comics, but like I don't know, like it's kind of nice to see somebody who doesn't want to be a leader being shoved into that position, and actually like when he isn't being a whiny baby about it, being pretty good at it. So what the fuck about Daryl, like this fucking made up show character coming in and ruining everything? I don't know. Whatever.
How dare you?
Just whatever, Daryl. Go the fuck away.
Yeah, the writers don't know what to do with him anymore. From the like past 2-3 seasons, he's just there.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they have like an idea and they're like, maybe we'll do this thing with Daryl, and then they're like, so we tried that and like we didn't love it, so now we're just gonna kind of relegate him to the background for a few episodes, and have him tag along with Rosita to like try to kidnap Eugene, and that fails. Like nothing he does has any bearing. Okay, so actually, there you go. Nothing Daryl does has any bearing on what happens in the end, so him banishing Dwight isn't going to change anything.
No, it's not. Also, I've noticed that people have been trying to ship Daryl with people since the very beginning, myself included, and he has maintained this entire time that very ace. I mean, obviously it's the apocalypse. He's not going to be looking for, I don't know. I just think it's interesting. Also, Norman Reedus, I think what makes me uncomfortable about the whole like Rick Jesus or Maggie Jesus Daryl bad guys thing is because up until now everybody's been kind of a family and they've all kind of like banded together, and so it makes me uneasy to think that this, and I guess maybe that's what they really wanted. I don't know. I'm sure it probably is, but I don't know. It just makes me feel weird, and I don't like it. It's not going to be good. It's not going to do what they want it to do. I don't know. I guess they need some kind of.
That whole thing is just going to make Maggie look bad, or something.
I mean, are we moving into theories already? Oh yeah, we have so much to talk about. Fuck, I like forgot about this whole like 8,000 pages of notes I have at the end of this document.
Yeah.
Okay, so theories. Is it even a theory that they are obviously setting Maggie and Daryl up to be the new bad guys? P.S. It's not a theory; it's happening. It was literally like shoved in our faces. So like again, Daryl is a whiny baby. Just go away. But were all the Lauren Cohen pay rumors put out there on purpose to throw us off?
I mean, I kind of thought about it, but then again, like you said in the previous webcasts, that they had already filmed the entire season before these rumors came about. So that's why I think that Lauren was okay filming that final scene. And she was like, the writers told her that her role is going to be bigger coming into season 9. And she was like, okay, so my role is going to be increased. I would like to be paid more or something. And then the writers were like, no, we just want you to do more work, but on the same pay. And that's how these rumors started. And Lauren was like, no, if you guys don't pay me, I'm not going to do anything. And I think that she knows that her character is an important part of season 9, and she is like using that to get more pay or something. Like
yeah. I mean, and to be fair, I don't disagree with that, because if she's being paid way less than Andrew Lincoln and Norman Reedus, but is going to be expected to do as much or more than than them next season, I don't disagree with her wanting more pay for that. I really don't.
Yeah. Have you heard anything about it? Everything just silent.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening. But yeah, coming to the next theory. People are saying that the herd that they showed, that weird herd, which I didn't even think, like I didn't even notice that that was a herd
Right?
when they
I said
first
the
showed
same
it.
thing.
Yeah, we didn't know either. Like, my dad was like, it's just a bunch of trees. Like, okay.
Like they didn't even bother CGIing it in there. They just like shitty CGI. This is like a far away herd. This you don't have to try for this, guys. I swear to God, they didn't even bother with that. Because I didn't see anything. I thought they were just like, look at that area down there that's kind of blurry. Look at it, like you know what I mean? Like I don't even know, what did they say? Like that's
They were
a
like,
big one.
oh yeah, things are getting different. It's a big one, or times are changing. I think he said is what he said.
Times are changing. Let's talk about that a little bit. It's been like 2 years plus. How are there still these giant herds? How?
Ooh.
How are there still these giant herds and also still random walkers like wandering around?
Asexual reproduction or something. Maybe the
God.
walkers
Like
are.
I get that everybody who dies becomes one, but the problem with that is they kill so fucking many of them. Like with headshots and head sticks and whatever. They kill so many of them and they rot away. Like they've already showed us that in past episodes. Like shit, they were showing us that in like season 4, I think.
They do just rot away?
Well, I mean, yeah, they eventually just kind of rot. I mean, they're rotting. Their bodies are rotting. Like a brand new one is whatever, but like weeks later, they don't just stop fucking. They don't stop rotting away. Like they're still dead. They're still like, and I think you'd think they would even rot like faster. You know, like I just don't. The ramifications of that, of the science, quote unquote, behind that, like means that there should not be like huge herds. And I know the comics do it too, but like the difference with, and I don't know, I guess you're right. If there's whisperers involved, they could be herding, ha ha ha, all the walkers together. But like I still just don't think there's enough of them to get to that point. Like they would,
Maybe it was a whisperer group. Like all of those walkers were whisperers. Who knows?
Yo.
They were just looking at Rick to see what he was doing.
That's a lot of fucking people who are willing to wear the skin of the dead.
Literally what they did.
How many of us would be willing to wear the skin of the dead? Because I wouldn't.
Hi, Tara.
I would shoot myself in the head before I had to do that. Not happening.
Do we know if what Gabriel has was a direct was directly because he was infected?
No one knows what Gabriel has. It wasn't a disease. It was just Gabriel feeling stressed or guilty. Like, yeah, that was it.
He still has butthole vision. Like
anal vision. No,
like,
I should not.
I never want to see that again.
This is what you'd look like if you had buttholes for eyes.
But yeah, coming to the whisperer things, like Madison from Fear the Walking Dead, people are like saying that now Fear the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead are going to do a crossover, and Madison is going to come from that show to The Walking Dead as the alpha. Or something.
I hope not. Like, listen, Madison has done some really fucking fucked up things, but like, Alpha is real bad.
She's unredeemable. Like, Alpha is unredeemable. She's the villain. But Madison, I like Madison. Like, regardless of what she did.
Yes, exactly.
I like Madison. She had a reason.
I don't like, and also like, granted, they may kind of cut some of these parts of Alpha's character out, but like, she allows the men in her group to rape her like 15-year-old daughter.
Yeah, and it doesn't make sense as far as Madison's character is concerned. So I really hope that they don't do that.
It's literally like 10,000 times the exact opposite of what Madison would ever do. Like, ever.
Madison would end up killing all of those men. Like, and she'll be like okay with it.
So if Madison is Alpha, they are going to have to make some really big changes to Alpha's character from the comics, which isn't, necessarily. I don't want to say it's wrong or it's a bad thing, but like, let's be real. Like, The Walking Dead doesn't do a great job when they make changes like that to comic book characters. Like, they've brought in new things that aren't bad, but like when they try to make these changes to things that already exist, they kind of suck at it a lot.
Yeah.
So,
any theories you read, Bekah? Like, what's going to happen in season 9? Like, the Civil War thing is like, who was talking about the Civil War thing in the previous webcast? Like, Bekah?
Me, yeah.
Yeah, she was like, Daryl is going to cause a civil war. Daryl is going to cause a civil war. We've talked about this before. So, yeah.
And I mean, it was a couple seasons ago. I think it was either last season, it was season 7 or something. It's whenever they had that random sorry, Tara surprised me. Oh, okay. So it surprised me because, or no, not surprised me. I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought.
Sorry, how dare I cough?
Okay, no, I wasn't sure if you were gonna like throw up or sneeze, and I was about to be like, okay, I'm sorry. No, because they have this big fight. Rick and Daryl have this fight, and where Daryl wants to light something on fire or something. I don't remember what it was, but like as soon as I saw that, I was like, "This is it. This is it. Their brotherhood is gone. They're done." And I mean, so far I haven't been wrong about it because I don't know. I feel really uneasy about this Civil War thing. Like I kind of would just want Rick to die. I want there to be a new leader. And don't laugh at me. I'm really like, every time I have this theory, my dad and I both have this theory. Every time Rick looks in a mirror, he goes crazy. Every time he looks in a mirror, he self-actualizes. So if we see Rick look in a mirror, we know we in for some big shit. And like it's true though. If you go back and watch every episode where he has either looks at himself in a mirror in a window, like he's just like staring in his own eyes, like Rick, like So, but I mean, I think it's gonna be a civil war. I think that the time jump is a lot less likely now. I don't think we're gonna get that time jump anymore. I think that this whole painting them as the bad guys, which ultimately, let's be honest, they're not the bad guys. Rick and Michonne are the bad guys. So I guess depending on how you look at it. Should they have killed Negan? Absolutely. I think they should have, honestly, I think like they should have given Maggie the bat and let him execute, because out of everybody there, Maggie was really the one. Like, I guess Abraham is gone too, but like, I know I'm getting a little eloquent on this, but I feel like that Maggie should have had the rights to execute Negan the way that she wanted to. And they took away her revenge. They took away her peace. They took away her closure by allowing Negan to continue to live. So I think that we're going to have a lot of like sneaky, furtive crap going on. People are going to have to pick a side, I think. And of course, at the end, it's all going to turn out okay. Because they love each other deep down. I think that somehow, Maggie is going to realize, I don't know, and somehow in this whole weird thing, like, with Negan or with Maggie and Rick, like sidestepping each other all the time, and like, I don't know. I think that they're trying to make Maggie and Daryl and Jesus more relevant to the plot. I think because so far it's just been them running around, but I don't think this is the way to do it. And I haven't been reading any theories, to be honest, because I don't really care enough about the show to read any theories. Because if I ever hear about theories, it's my dad that tells me about them, because he loves the theory stuff. But like, that's just kind of how I feel about it. I know it's really long-winded, but I think that there is going to be a civil war. I think there is going to be a splitting of the ranks, because typically it's been the family against other people, but we haven't really seen the family against family yet. We kind of have in some episodes, where Rick was off the deep end. Like we have seen a few of those where they've been against each other, but nothing quite as. It's usually been like one person against Rick. It's never been a bunch of people against Rick. But I'm done. If you guys want to add on to it, that's fine. But like that's kind of how I feel about it. I feel that this is what we're going to get, and I think that they're going to be working on trying to make them the big bad and trying to create all this angst and anxiety and stuff. And like, frankly, I'm not here for it. Like, will I write about it? Probably, because I can't stop and I'm a garbage person. But so, what do you guys think about it?
About what? About just the general them making Maggie and Daryl into this sort of like united front against Rick and all them? Like,
yeah, something like that.
I don't know, man. I think it's really fucked up. Like, I get that Negan killed Glenn, but I feel like, oh my God. No, I can't. Somebody else needs to take over this, because if I say anything, it's going to be some sort of like thing that's going to make pregnant women mad. So,
okay.
So
Nobody's pregnant watches our show. Just go ahead and say it. I don't know. Okay, are they gonna use the baby as some kind of like to bring them all together?
Oh no, I was just going to make a comment about how maybe it's Maggie being pregnant and hormonal.
Yeah, women can't run countries.
It makes sense, because Maggie at this point has been pregnant for 6 years. You don't know what hormonal changes her body is going through.
Oh my God.
Yeah, if you were pregnant for 6 years, you'd be hormonal too.
Yeah.
But I'm really interested to see, like, if Lauren decides not to come back, what are they going to do for season 9? Like, Maggie was so bad that she just left.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, like they would have to. She's tethered in either one way or another, because they get these people in and they hold them, they lock them down. So, and they have so many NDAs on them, like non-disclosure agreements. They have so many rules and stuff, and like, if anybody does anything they don't like, because like I've seen where they have posted, where like minor actors have posted stuff. For example, this is what I was doing mostly after Beth died, because I was like searching through everything, looking for whatever clues. And so like the guy who played the Dr. Grady like commented something, and the lawyers from AMC came after him within like minutes and had him take it down. And so I don't know. Like I think that maybe it was a disagreement. It could have even happened like months and months and months and months and months and months ago, and they've already reached an agreement. But they're just kind of letting us think about it, because they're like, oh no, how they're going to get us to tune in, because they're going to see, is Maggie going to die? Who knows?
I don't really care if Maggie dies.
Pregnant woman hater.
Oh.
I mean, I don't really care if she dies either, so I guess we're both horrible people.
I mean, I don't care if a lot of people on this show die. There's like 2 people that I want to live, and honestly, I don't even like Jerry and Michonne. That's it. That's all I want at the end of the world. Jerry and Michonne. That's all I care about.
They would have cute children. Or they could just like conquer everybody with their axes. Oh, my dad was so mad about the axe scene where he was like supposedly sharpening his axe. He's like, my dad's such a know-it-all. He's like, that's not how you grind an axe. So
your dad.
Just like that. Yeah, my dad is obviously a man off to conquer some territory.
So anyway,
let's move on to gripes and what the F moments. Tara has an awesome line she wants to talk about, like that savior.
The fuck was that one savior? Like, right. Where was he getting his blue hair dye?
Exactly. I wrote that in my review. I didn't write it in my review, but I wrote it in my notes, because I was like, his hair is too nice and too well maintained for him not to be dyeing that shit. Like it's bleach, it's blue, or it's like light blue. Like, you can't do that without lightener. Like, I guess Negan has that in his claws somewhere that, Chad has to get his blue hair dye from, I don't know. Maybe they make it from like berries, or I don't know. I don't know. But no, exactly. Sorry, Tara. Go on about the blue hair, because I think
That's all I had to say. That's all I had to say.
And he called Negan Hefe, and I was like,
I know. Yes, he did. Thank you. Okay, that was another thing.
What did he call him?
Hefe, boss.
Hefe, boss.
Oh, Hesse. Okay.
No, it's Hefe. Like Jeff. It was I looked at the. Maybe they had the captions wrong. I know, but it was Hefe. As in like like Jeff, like Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Hefe. Or maybe he just had a lisp. I don't know.
Well, I mean, we don't know. Like in the do we know what Negan's first name is? Do we ever get his first name?
I mean, Hefe, isn't Hefe in Spanish like boss?
Yeah.
So he was, that's what he said.
He was, okay, maybe
like,
he was like,
it was Hefe with the not Hefe with F.
Well,
okay.
That's what it said on my screen. But to be fair, my screen also lied about a lot of things this episode, apparently. So
he should have called Negan a Hefe.
Like, I thought he called him Hefe, which would be Jeff, and I was like Jeffrey Dean Morgan is being called by a character, blah, blah, blah. But just like that, it's exactly what it sounded like.
I mean, his name could be Jeffrey Negan. It does sound kind of similar to Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Jeffrey Negan.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Oh my God! It's like almost like it's
Jeffrey Dean Negan Dean Morgan.
Jeffrey Dean Negan.
Whoa!
I drank my wine glass. Okay, so anyway, that's all I had to say about the hair dye. Like, it's really just like why, how is this a thing? We've already talked about how the fuck are there still herds. This isn't even a gripe. I really want one of those Star Wars high ground memes featuring Negan and Rick.
Yes!
Like, that's all I want in my life.
Somebody get on this and make this for me, please.
And that scene, again, I complained about watching 40-year-olds or 50-year-olds fight. And it happened again in this episode, and I was like, oh, God, no.
I have another note about that. I need to find what I was, because I'm sure it was absolutely a zinger. Let me find it. Because I wrote about it, too. Let's see here. The savior with the hair is what I called him. The savior with the hair, like with a capital H. And then I wrote Sadiq talking sadly over piano music and Rick looking like he's going to throw up. So that's what he does. He does this. Oh, and then here's another note. Oh my God, Henry, just die. Sorry, I'm going to look right now for for them fighting. Here we go. Oh, I said two old men fighting, and I said Daddy Negan. Yeah, I don't know where that came from. Yes, I do.
And I mean, Sadiq being able to stitch up Negan's sliced throat. Like, I don't know what
I think it was
religious mumbo jumbo or spell he used. Like, but he's like a master level healer right now. And I mean, if we can have goblin people, we can have a healer, a magical healer on this show. Like,
that'll work, yeah.
Yeah, it made no sense to me. And then talking about Negan and Rick fighting, that scene where Rick was on his knees and he was looking up to Negan with, we can make this work. You just need to listen to me. We can make this work. And Negan was like, no. And I was like, this is a very bad breakup, where when you break up with someone and the other person is like, you just listen to me. Just give me 10 seconds. We can have a life together. We can have a life together.
We can make Alexandria great again.
Oh my God.
Stuffing thing. I mean, reminding you about our shitlord president.
That scene, I just laughed at that entire scene. Like, just give me 10 minutes. We can have a life together. I'll tell you how. Just don't leave me. Don't leave me.
Never let me go, Negan. And like Photoshop like Rick onto the door, and Negan is over Jack Dawson's head, Somebody who's watching this and does Photoshop, get on that, please.
Yeah, the whole thing was just like, why, just why? And like, I don't even, I just don't even know. I don't even want to talk about it because I'll start bitching about the fucking stained glass windows and shit again. And like, I don't even think we need to say anything about that. Like, do we all agree that the stained glass windows and the whole like tree and like all that nonsense was like really fucking stupid? Like, where did those windows come from? Who put them there? Or windows? I guess they weren't windows. They were just like stained glass hangings. Why were they there in the middle of that field?
The
How did
Whisperers.
they really?
Look, I mean, fans are saying that the Whisperers like put them up to mark their territory or something. I'm not even sure.
I guess, I mean, listen, like if that's a thing from the comics, then I don't remember it because like I read the comics as they're released, and then I've never read them, reread them. Which
no, it wasn't a thing in the comics.
Okay,
it wasn't
okay,
a thing
good.
in the
Okay,
comics.
good. So I was gonna say I remember things. I don't remember that, but I could have forgotten it. It's fine.
I mean, fans are just trying to make sense of everything, and they're just grasping at straws and trying to make sense of it all.
Team delusional babies. I've been there. It's okay. You'll survive somehow. I told you every single episode I was going to talk about Beth Green dying. Every episode.
All right. I just have to get this off my chest.
Okay.
No. I watched the scene, the Maggie Jesus scene, at the end of the episode 3 times. Actually, no, I think I watched it 4. I think I ended up watching it 4, including watching her lips move very carefully the last time I watched it. And when she is saying to him, like the first time she says what is supposed to be Michonne's name, she is saying the phrase Rick and Michonne. She fucking says Rick and Michonne. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Her, like, Michonne, the lips come together, Michonne, and then they come apart. Michonne, they purse. Rick. She says Rick, and then she says Michonne. How did they not fucking catch that in the edits for this episode? Like, I loved it because that was the part where I was like, fuck, they're gonna make her into the bad guy for next season. Like, I don't want this at all. Like, they have 20,000 different ways they could go with this, and they're taking this route. This is fucking ridiculous. Like, and then she says Rick and Michonne, and I'm like, whoa. It's like a record scratch. Pause, go back, listen to it again. Okay, no, she said Rick and Michonne. And then I actually thought she said Michonne the second time she said Michonne's name too. And then I rewatched the whole scene again, and I was like, no. So the second time she definitely says Michonne. Am I like missing something the first time? So I play it again, and I like watch her lips move, and she fucking says Michonne. She says it. Like, her lips form the word Michonne.
She does. I rewatched it too. Like, I don't know if I'm hearing things, but I rewatched it because Maggie has a specific way of saying Michonne, and she didn't say Michonne. She said Michonne. Like, she did. I don't know why they put it in there, or like the editors like didn't catch it. But I do think that she said Michonne.
Oh no! I mean, I don't think she said it. She said it. Like, I do not doubt in my mind that she said it.
Why is this a big deal? Out of curiosity,
because it was one of those things where it's like, I'm watching this scene and I hate the idea that she's gonna be the bad guy, and like, this doesn't change that. I get it, but like, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me have my shit here.
I am letting
my thing.
You have your shit. You have the biggest shit you want. It's okay. Sorry, you left that door wide open. I had to crash right through it.
No, really though. I don't know why it matters. It shouldn't, but it does to
But
me.
you like
Okay.
Rishon. That's your thing. Like that's your big ship.
Well,
So
yeah, because they
makes sense.
ruined Andrea, so I have to have something to get behind.
Oh but it kind of threw me off. That scene, it threw me off. Like Rishon, I was like, what did Maggie just say? And then I had to rewatch it.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, I mean, it kind of threw me off. Like, okay, so we are like talking about ships on the show now. Like, why are you doing this? Like, this is the first time we have actually heard the word or the ship name Rishon in this show.
Oh, I
So
mean, it was absolutely a mistake.
yeah, it kind of threw me off. I was like,
If
what? Why is
if
the show doing this?
if she had said, "We have a problem and it's Rishon," I would have been like, but no, it was a stumble. I get that. She wasn't, I don't believe that she said Rishon on purpose. It was, first of all, she's British trying to like fake a Southern accent. And she's Australian?
Yeah, isn't she?
I don't know, man. I don't like know anything about these people. I thought she was British. But it's some sort of not American accent. Like
she is. You're right. She's English.
Yeah, I was gonna say with this show, I know that Good Guy Savior TM is Australian because I looked him up because he's cute. But with this show, I assume that if I like a character, they're probably British. Rick, Andrew Lincoln's British. Morgan, whose actor's name I'm blanking on right now, is British.
Lenny James.
Lenny James, thank you. And then Lauren Cohen, British. And not all the characters I like are played by British actors, but I also don't like Maggie anymore at this point if she's going to be a bad guy. Yeah, I'm hoping that they make it like a kind of short-lived, sort of like Andrea being in league with the governor. You know what I mean? Where like she comes to her senses.
Maybe
later. But we'll see. So anyway, what else? So overall, how do we feel about this episode, Farid?
I loved it. I loved it. It was so awesome. I rewatched it. I rewatched it 5 times. I'm still rewatching it right now.
Oh my god! Look, okay, here we go. This is called Farid. If I died, I'm gonna die because you lied. It's called Farid's lies, and it tastes just like rum.
I'm getting flashbacks. Like Rick and Negan are fighting right in front of me. Like it's awesome.
Oh my gosh! No, y'all, we need to remix. Somebody please remix the fight to "Toxic" by Britney Spears. Because that is what has been happening for every single fight scene. Like talking the Red Throne Room, talking about Thor Ragnarok. Everything is like, oh, I need a hero, Bonnie Raitt. Is it Bonnie Raitt or Bonnie McKee? Anyway, I need a hero.
Bonnie
Raitt. I don't know. McKee maybe. Anyway, I need a hero. I need a hero song.
I need a hero.
I'm holding out for it. Yeah, that one. From Footloose.
I love this episode. The Walking Dead writers can do no wrong. Like,
damn
it. There's some sort of algorithm right now that is like focusing on Farid's voice, and it's like sending all of his words to Scott Gimple, who is like, I'm a little whale.
What he is, Scott Gimple is a whale man, and there's no. Why did we decide he was a whale man?
I don't remember. We were drunk.
I feel like
ago,
this is the title.
It was like after the episode where Beth got shot / died, whatever, and like he was on like The Talking Dead afterward, and we were drunk, and we were just like, "What is up with his little whale face?"
His little whale joey, yeah.
Whatever. So listen, I was really, really prepared to hate this episode. Like, And I think that had an effect on the fact that I didn't absolutely hate it. Because, like, if I had been hoping for something good, then I would have been disappointed. But because I really thought I was going to hate it, I was like, oh, it's actually, like, it wasn't the worst. Like, it wasn't good, but it wasn't the worst. Especially, like, last night, you know, I'm going to bed, and I was on I was checking Facebook, you know, I don't know, around 10 or so. No, it was earlier than that. It was like 9:45. So it was before the episode even ended. And like several people on my friend list were bitching about the episode. But then after watching the episode, I realized they were bitching because they wanted Negan to win. I think they like, it's like, listen, Eugene sucks. Like, he still sucks, but he did like take a little baby step toward redemption by, you know, sabotaging those bullets. He did it at too late and for the wrong reasons. Like, he could have been doing it all along. Instead, Gabriel gave him the idea, which he only executed because of things that Rosita and Daryl said to him. But like, yeah. Anyway, there were some dumb and like boring scenes in this episode, as per the usual, but like, it also didn't give me a reason to rage quit, which is kind of disappointing. Like, at least it means I won't be not watching it and therefore not participating in this webcast when the show returns. But sometimes you just need a reason to rage quit. So, and I was like really prepared for this episode to be like, everybody's stupid and Negan wins, and there's going to be another fucking season of them just fighting Negan.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't like the episode. Like is a strong word. But I didn't hate it, and that's a plus. Sure thing, I guess.
What about you, Bekah?
Sorry, you lied so much, and now my brain's fuzzy. No, I stopped drinking because I have a hernia, and so I was like, I'm not gonna drink anything till Ice and FireCon. I haven't had any liquor or any alcohol at all actually in a month. Oh wow.
You should call Sadiq. Like, he can heal anything at this point.
Shut up, Farid. So I was kind of ambivalent about it. Like, I love the excitement and the explosions, like I said, because I'm a basic action movie bitch. And at this point, I'm still watching for the death and destruction. But like, I don't really care about the characters. I just want to see more things explode and more people die. And that makes me sound really horrible whenever I think about it, but whatever. At this point, it's just like, okay. Yeah. So other than that, I'm just kind of like, eh. But yeah. So I feel like this whole thing this whole season can be summed up with Negan threatening to hit people and never doing it. Tara and Farid disagreeing, and Bekah not hating it but not loving it. So I can't do this now. I've only had like the equivalent of like 3 shots of rum, but still like.
Well, that's fine because we're wrapping up.
Yeah.
Plans for future webcasts for the Bitching Dead. So we have discussed things. We have a bunch of ideas we're kind of throwing around. The next couple months are really crazy over here for Bekah and I. But we are going to do some Fear the Walking Dead episodes. We're going to do actually not even at the very least. I think at this point we're going to do a mid-season. So assuming they have 16 episodes, which I'm pretty sure they will, we'll do a mid-season, webcast about Fear the Walking Dead. So that is very tentatively planned for the first Monday of June. It depends on the show's airing schedule. Like, we don't know if it's going to actually air on Memorial Day weekend. If it doesn't, then it'll be the second Monday of June. And then obviously the one at the end of the season will be, I don't know, sometime in September. So we will be doing mid and end season episodes of the webcast for Fear the Walking Dead, at the very least with Farid and I, but hopefully Bekah will catch up as well.
I'm planning on catching up.
We are going to do a comic read/reread. It's a read for some of us, a reread for others. We have not noted a start date for this, so
I mean, it all depends. Like, Bekah, have you been reading the comics? Like, you've read from the start?
I've started reading a few of them because I borrowed Tara's Walking Dead compendium, and I just never got a chance to finish it. But I think that the library might have them. Because I don't want to spend money on these. So I'm just gonna have to go. I think I'm gonna have to get them from the library.
Well, let's.
I feel like Fear the Walking Dead should kind of take like precedence right now.
Okay, you and I will revisit you having to borrow them from the library. Okay. I Fear the Walking Dead needs to take precedence. So we are probably on hiatus until the beginning of June, which honestly is fine because of everything else we have going on. But I think as long as Bekah is able to catch up on Fear the Walking Dead, I think that we could start doing a monthly webcast, which we will likely do on I don't even know. We could start doing once Bekah has caught up on Fear the Walking Dead, we will start doing a monthly comic webcast, and it will probably be like, at least 10 issues a webcast, at least, possibly 20. But yeah, so we'll definitely update everybody on that. And other than that, there's some other random episodes we might do in the meantime, or eventually. Best and worst deaths, most useless characters. I would love to do a new most shocking moments, because I did a most shocking moments video like on my own, I think even before I started writing for the Geekiary years and years ago. And that was back when like everybody thought the most shocking moment was Sophia being in the barn. And I was like,
yeah,
wait, that's surprising. Like, who didn't fucking know she was in the barn the whole time?
Bitch, me. I am the one. No, stop talking. I have to talk to you about this. Look, I'm interrupting you, okay? But no.
How dare.
I know, how dare. No, but like my parents had started watching The Walking Dead when I was in college, and I was like, no, thank you. And I watched the first episode, and I'm very, very sensitive to like really scary things. So I had nightmares about the first episode, and I could not handle it. But then I kind of like forced myself to watch like kind of through my hands, and which is really funny now that I think about it, because I barely blink anymore with gross stuff, unless Eugene throws up on people. That was nasty. But no, I really had no idea about Sophia. I was just like, what? Like, I really did not know. Like, I've been watching The Walking Dead live for, oh God, how many years now? 5 years, I think. Yeah, since 2013 I started watching it. Yeah. But I actually started like really watching in earnest whenever I met Tara. And that was really cool because like Tara and I had like a party, which we've already talked about, the gross cake I made that nobody ate.
I tried it.
It was dry as it was like kitty litter. Don't even lie.
I mean, let's be real, Bekah. Gluten-free. I know that you have to eat gluten-free, but it's awful. Like we made spaghetti one time, and we made like really good spaghetti sauce together. But like we had to eat it with slimy gluten-free noodles, and nobody wants that.
I'm sorry that I ruined your life and crammed 11 cookies in your VCR, Tara. That's from Elf, in case anybody.
You would cram 11 cookies into my VCR.
I would. I would. Oh no.
So yeah, so we have plans and plans and plans for this webcast, and I really think our next episode is likely going to be the Fear the Walking Dead mid-season episode in sometime in the beginning or middle of June. So definitely keep an eye/ear out for that. Other than that, other things we've got going on. Farid, do you have anything going on the next couple months?
I mean, my what was it? Like 7th or 8th book might get a release date in like 2 or 3 months. Like it might happen. I'm not sure, but like yeah, I'm looking at a release date for this year. It might be in the mid of this year or near the end of it. But yeah, that's happening.
That's so exciting! I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, that's happening. My 8th book, and then I'll be writing the 9th and then 10th. Like the Walking Dead people need to hire me or something because
please, we need somebody on that panel to just.
I'm just going to hook Jesus up with Alden, and then I'll be like, I'm off. I'm going. I don't want to write.
Why are you done, Farid? Like it's been set in motion now. Nothing can be stopped. And cackle off as you float away in your cloud of whatever. I don't know.
His cloud of novels.
Yeah, his cloud of novels. Now this is.
I have the book. Like in that episode, Key to the Future, that woman would be giving the book, and I'll be like, I don't need this book. I have my own books.
And
I don't need your book.
Now we have to make a meme of Farid's face painted over Patty. Not Patty. What was her name? Eugenie, Virginia. Montrese, I don't remember.
Oh my god, like that woman would be me going to different communities and handing out the copies of my own book to people.
You would be a pompous white woman handing out copies of your own book. Okay. But she's hella gay. Like, let's not even deny, like, she's hella gay. She's hella gay. You can always spot another gay. I keep saying gay over and over again as if I say it enough times it'll appear in front of me. So this is something that I was kind of like waiting to say, and Tara doesn't know this, or Free doesn't know this. I'm actually working on a short story compendium to publish by the end of the year. And it's in the really early stages right now, but a friend of mine, Senya Hardwick, kind of pushed me towards it. So I'm hoping to get that maybe published by the beginning of next year, finished by the end of this year.
That's awesome. That's awesome news.
Yeah, I am. I guess we're all working on things because I am being the most lazy person ever and taking like all these past like editorials and stuff that I've written and editing them so that they aren't super like out of date. Like not changing the subjects or the subject matter or whatever, but you know, just changing some wording and stuff so that they aren't super out of date, and putting them into a book of essays. It'll probably be 200 pages at most. It's going to be called She's Kind of Hot, but Then She Talks.
Would you get
essays and insight from a fake geek girl. So about not quite 5 years ago, somebody I knew from high school, who was never like a close friend of mine, but was very close friends with a person that I was in a relationship with at the time, shared a video that I had made on Reddit. And the video I'd made was like a shit geek girls say video. And I made this shit in like the very beginning of 2012 when those shit so-and-so says videos were super popular. And it was like, I looked it up and there was like one other one that was kind of like shit nerdy girls say, but it was like very like book focus and stuff, like reading. It was very different. So I made this video and like, it wasn't amazing. I wasn't trying for it to be amazing. I was just having fun. And I made this again in like very beginning of 2012, and in the late summer of 2013, this person that I knew from high school, like who I was friends with on Facebook, I like shared the video and was like, LOL, remember when I made this ridiculous video? Like, I was making fun of myself for making this video, okay? And he posted it on, I think it was it was a subreddit r/cringe, which if you know anything about Reddit, it's like one of the it's like the fucking pits of Reddit. Like Reddit is bad. It's bad. It is like, it can be good at times, but mostly it's bad. And this is like the worst part of Reddit. So I it got shared on there, and because of that, I got a ton of attention, which made me like wish that I'd fucking monetized it. But like, whatever, I hadn't, because I didn't care. This was something I did for funsies. But like, one of the comments that was made on the Reddit post was like, man, like, she's kind of hot, but then she starts talking. So that's where I got the title for this book, because like I'm taking all of my essays that are literally like what every fucking dickhead white dude would hate, and putting them into a book and calling it She's Kind of Hot, but then she talks. And also, I've been accused of being a fake geek girl like more times than I can count. So that's why it's Essays and Insight from a Fake Geek Girl. And also, what was the other thing? Fuck, I don't remember. I've been drinking a lot of wine. I've been drinking that much wine plus like that much from the previous bottle. So I've drank like, how many milliliters is this?
Tara's heckin' drunk, y'all.
I've drank at least 0.75 liters of wine.
Okay.
So anyway, it's this was the other thing I was doing. I'm taking my favorite comments from my the YouTube video, like, because the YouTubers left different comments than the Redditors. So I'm taking my favorite comments from Reddit and YouTube and using them as endorsements for my book. My favorites are, trying so hard to be a geek, she should go write for Big Bang Theory.
Oh my God, I hate that show.
She is good looking, but not good looking enough for this.
Wow.
This is why North Korea hates us.
Oh my
gosh! Please, that's the one. That is the one.
Little Harry Potter and Star Wars. So geek. XD. Also a favorite. But I don't think any of them beat This Is Why North Korea Hates Us.
Yeah, that's my favorite. We should be
I am like tagging these people's Reddit usernames too. Like,
please do.
I am giving them the credit for this.
They deserve it.
Comments. Listen, I have a lot of editing to do. I have a lot of stuff to do. I'm most likely going to try to kickstart it because I'm going to need to pay for like an actual professional editor, and I'm going to need a good cover design and everything. And when I say I'm going to kickstart it, it's literally going to be like, help me pay for these things and you get a copy of the book type of thing. So yeah, I'm working on that, and once Ice and FireCon is done, that is my focus. And speaking of that, things that we're doing during the hiatus, other than all of us working on books and trying to publish books, Ice and FireCon is in a fucking week and a half.
No, don't talk to me about Ice and FireCon. I will not hear of it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it either.
I have so much stuff to paint right now. Like, I'm looking up because I know people don't know this about me, but I do I customize My Little Ponies for Game of Thrones characters.
They're amazing.
Oh, thanks.
They're amazing. I have your Cersei one and your Oberyn one.
Yes, that's right. I always wonder who gets these ponies. But this year I'm doing Melisandre, Ramsay Bolton, Roose Bolton, and Liana Mormont, and also a couple others for some friends who are getting married in July.
Ooh, I didn't know you were doing Ramsay and Roose. We may actually put those in a Bolton package.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, because it said on the doc Milo Ramsay, Milo Roose.
That doc makes my eyes cross. So.
Okay, well, I don't blame you. It makes my eyes cross too, which is why I tried to look at it the least amount possible.
So yeah, week and a half.
Yeah, so working on those, got cosplay stuff. I've shipped in the last few pieces of my cosplay. I started cutting out the fur for one of my cosplays. So now my whole room is covered in fur. Not
what
real fur.
Cosplay even.
Basically crying and hot gluing things. Like, that's what cosplay is. Like, I mean, you know.
You're right, though.
Every single convention I've ever been to, I've always ended up drunk hot gluing myself into a costume. Every single one. Without fail. Every year. First year at Mountain Lake, it was Ellen hot gluing my Lexa pauldron for my Lexa Wildling cosplay. Which, why, Becca? Why did you do that thing?
So yeah, that's about it for us, right?
Yeah, I think we're done. Oh, MegaCon's coming up. Abraham, the guy who plays Abraham, is coming. I forgot his name. He'll be there, so I'm gonna see about getting maybe an interview. I don't know, maybe. I'll have him read some bitchin' dead quotes or something from our Twitter.
Oh my god.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yes. I'll have him read them. I'll have him read it. I actually will put in for that. I need to make a reminder of that for myself, because actually that does sound really cool. Because I've been reading a lot of like these thirst tweets lately. I feel like him reading the bitching dead tweets as Abraham would be so good.
Yes.
So good. Yes. He was the favorite, yeah. Okay, anyway, yeah, so also apparently he still hangs out around Atlanta, which is pretty cool. Do we have anything else to go? We've been an hour and a half, which I think
Michael Kudlitz. Michael Kudlitz, that's his name.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
But no, yeah, I have nothing. I'm out.
Okay. All right, well, I think I just had to write this down so I didn't forget it. So Michael Kudlitz reading tweets. So all right, guys. So this is it. This is season. This end of a tyranny. Well, the beginning of one, I guess. So I am Becca, along with Farid and Tara. Thank you again for joining us while we bitch about stuff and things with the Bitching Dead. Please follow the Bitching Dead and the Geeky Area on Twitter. Remember, we are a free webcast run off of donations from viewers like you. Thank you for contributing and helping our host site, the Geeky Area. We will see you hopefully soon in a couple months.
Yeah. June. So like a month and a half. Yeah. Maybe 2 months, depending on the Fear the Walking Dead. Wow. All right. Yeah. Bye, guys.